It is 9 o'clock. It is the third day of February 2021. I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming. I put the old in OSR, the OGGM, and I do this thing with my hands. I don't know why. Probably because I'm nervous. Also, it's freaking cold. It's like 40 degrees, which for Californians is cold. For the rest of the world, that's like, that's warm, dude. So I said I'd talk about the Swords Fall thing. But the thing is, I don't know anything about the Swords Fall thing. I know it's a lot of my other fellow YouTuber gamers are talking about it, but I don't know anything about it. I don't care anything about it. This cancel culture, controversy courting, censorship thing, we're investing so much energy in it and so many attacks against the toxicity of the gaming community attacking each other, this side saying this side is toxic, this side saying this side is toxic, all this negative energy. And let's face it, I'm guilty of it. I've definitely taken advantage of the controversy to shill my program. I mean, we know I'm infamous for ragging on Critical Role and censorship and other things. I could be considered, sometimes I think I'm XJW and woke, and other times I think I'm liberal, and other times I think I'm conservative. Other times there's things I'm concerned about. Other times there's things I've definitely pushed because I knew it would get in me attention, and that's part of the job of being a YouTuber is to milk that algorithm. So, and of course this Swords Fall thing has also brought up the Adam Coble thing, which I've talked about, and the Zach S thing, which I've talked about. And, in this country, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. And you should have the full extent of what's available to you to have your time in court, except for shoplifters. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to drink Coke anymore. I'm drinking Pepsi, that's right. Because apparently I'm too white to drink Coke, which is just another ridiculous thing. White to drink Coke? I drink Coke because it tastes good and it helps my headache, and it's available. So, anybody remember the original Willy Wonka? Not the one with Johnny Depp, but the one with Gene Wilder. The much longer, slightly more creepy one. I don't know which one's creepier. They're both very creepy. During Willy Wonka, when they're talking about all the stuff going on with the golden tickets, they have a news reporter, and he's talking about the golden ticket thing, and he makes a comment of like, I know there must be something more important going on in the world right now, but for the life of me, I can't think of what it is. So that's how I feel about this SJW controversy, criticism, toxicity, Gamergate, censorship, Zach S, Adam Coble thing, Swords Fall guy thing. I definitely have feelings both for all these. Some of these I'm very, I've talked about the Adam Coble thing. I've talked about Zach S thing. I can't talk about the Swords Fall thing because I don't know about it. And on the other half, I feel like there's definitely way more important things going on in the world that we should invest our energy in other than this. It is so easy just to pick up this and look at it and then say, oh, I'm going to retweet and ban, and, this is bad. The Dr. Seuss thing being a perfect example of just controversy and censorship, and SJW going to the point of just ridiculousness. And just imagine what would happen if we invested 1% of that energy that we're investing in this controversy and this toxicity into something that mattered. Like, I don't know, education and the mental health industry and protecting children. Because right now I'm reading an article about a woman who drove her 3 children out to a parking lot at a campground because her boyfriend said she had to get rid of the kids in order to stay with her. She left the 3 kids at the campground, then turned around and started driving away. One of the kids saw her leaving, grabbed onto the car, screaming, "Mommy, don't leave us, Mommy, don't leave us." She kept driving, and in the process dragged her kid about 40, 50 feet before the kid fell off of the handle and was crushed by the car. This woman then went back, took her now dead kid and her 2 living kids back into her car, took them back home, kept the dead kid in a room overnight while the living kids were still there dealing with the psychological and mental and emotional bullshit of this. Then the next day, put the dead kid in a car, drove out to a bridge, and threw the dead kid in the river. Don't know where the living kids are. Thankfully, the police responded just in time because somebody saw all this. And now those 2 remaining children have been put in foster care, where they will have to deal with the unbelievable psychological trauma of what they just witnessed and of their mother abandoning them. This woman will stand trial, hopefully. And the boyfriend that told her that she had to get rid of the kids if she wanted to stay with him, would hopefully also stand trial. So this is the other story that is on my thing. Sorry, over here I have the story about what's going on with Swords Fall and controversy and Dr. Seus and Trump and all this other stuff. Then over here I have this story about this woman who basically murdered her kid in an attempt to abandon her 3 kids at a park ground. And then we all want to invest all our energy in the Gamergate, the Toxic Gate, the censorship, the controversy, the SJW, the wokeness, the liberal conservative, this side. But what we should be investing our energy in is to make sure this never happens again. Because every day I see on my newsfeed at least 2 to 4 stories about kids getting murdered, people getting murdered. Here's one right now about a guy who walked up to a woman in a parking lot and shot her in the head for no reason. It's a 14-year-old kid. A 14-year-old kid walks up to a woman in a parking lot and shoots her in the head. I was told I was too white to drink Coke because somebody had the amount of time and energy to insult me for drinking Coke rather than taking that time and energy, I don't know, getting a job, paying your taxes, and then donating your money, time, and energy to charity, education, child welfare, mental health institutes, the government, convincing your congressmen to use all this energy that they're currently using to, whatever it is that Congress and Senate is actually doing, which is apparently really not much of anything, and, invested in stuff like, hey, let's make sure this never happens again. Let's make sure there's never another woman who drives her kid out to a parking lot. Or how about the one last week? The woman who walked her kid to the middle of a stream and then pushed him under and watched him while he died from hypothermia and drowning in a stream in, Texas, where the weather was so cold. How about that one? There's just hundreds of these every day that are happening all across our country. But we're investing our energy in banning Dr. Seuss books and going after gamers and telling people who play older editions of D&D that they suck, or we can't drink Coke because we're too white, or going after the people who play 5th edition because we think 5th edition sucks, or being all angry about Wizards of the Coast, Jessica Price bullshit. And I was angry about it, but now I'm like, there's got to be something way more important going in the world than Jessica Price being taken on as the consultant for Ravenloft. You know what? I don't really fucking care anymore about Ravenloft. I care about this kid. So, yeah, I could talk about the controversy, but does that make me part of the problem or part of the solution? And wouldn't it be better if I use that energy to, do something more productive, like help kids? But what do I know? Because I'm an idiot. I'm old, and I'm by myself, and I drink Coke. If you appreciate this content, comment down below. If you don't appreciate this content and are planning on unsubscribing, let me know why, because I can't fix it if you don't tell me what's broken. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment to subscribe and help me hit 500 subs by August 4th. It doesn't cost you a dime, and it helps you, and it helps me. Hit that thumbs up, hit that notification button for the algorithm, and stay angry.